I see it. Hi, everybody. We have the Ona here with us from Ona'S.
Hi, guys.
And she was so kind to make Johnny that beautiful pendant that he's wearing. That's a creation from Ona.
Thank you.
And we got Jenny in the house.
And I think you should.
And the quarantine tree.
And the corn tree. Thank you, everybody that joined us for my 60th birthday bash. That was so much fun.
Super fun. Happy 60, Jenny. Happy 60. You don't look a day over 27, girl, let me tell you.
I celebrated by getting my first Moderna shot.
Yay! Yay!
How do you feel? No problems, right?
No problems. Yeah, sore arm like you get anytime you get a shot, you know?
Yeah. No big, gets a little fluid. Perfect. I might get my second one on Tuesday.
Yeah, my neighbors got it. They said the second one, like they were very tired afterwards. Like they took a 4-hour nap. They said they felt very wiped out. And then they got a little bit of that egg knot that a lot of people get on their arms, but it goes away. You throw some ice on it, it goes away. But I haven't heard of anybody having any major problems. Thank you, Impish.
Thank you, Impish. So I figured we would start off with some sort of lighthearted stuff before we jump into the deep end of the pool of muck. So, so I got a very interesting question on the community page about some of the artwork that was stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston 31 years ago. They stole a bunch of Rembrandt. And well, the majority of the pictures that I saw were Rembrandts. There was a few other artists, but the majority was Rembrandt. So are they going to find, or are they going to recover the artwork that was stolen from the museum?
It's been 31 years.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened because I'm 60.
So will they be able to recover some of the artwork?
What are you getting, Miss Funa? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Totally ready.
What you
I use the Da Vinci deck, of course. So I get victory. I get they do recover some. And it is like skillfully, masterfully in the hands of the emperor. And then I got Queen of Pentacles. It's like been paid for, bought and sold. And you know what else? Maybe it's just a Da Vinci thing or the Fontina cheese that we ordered on the pizza. I get Italy.
Italy?
Big time.
Interesting.
It's interesting because I've got it's on the move right now, too.
What are you getting, Mr. Johnny?
I get, yes, over time, there will be I guess, revelation of where it is and how to get it. But it comes upon probably someone's deathbed and heavy conscience.
Ooh.
I get Page of Pentacles, so there's your art. And then I get the Judgment with the Three of Swords. It will be revealed something from the past here comes back again, but it's weighing heavily upon someone. So a heavy conscience. But yeah, I get that it will be. A while from now.
A while from now?
Yes.
What are you getting, Jenny?
I got to work through this because it's on the move right now. Like they want to sell it, but slow and steady, like one at a time or something. They're planning on selling it. Right now, they're stuck with it because it's too hot. It's got too much attention, too much celebrity to it. So somebody is lying in this whole case. That I feel like if they could shine a light on that, thank you, the square peg, they could shine a light on that somebody lied, that they investigated when this first happened and move in, they would make more progress. But I get that too. Like somebody is on their deathbed, heavily burdened. It's a man that, I mean, literally on his deathbed, and he's offering it up to someone. And they are watching and waiting, trying to see like what they should do with it. I get the museum, their legacy, like they're going back a long time and looking at this. I feel like they kind of have an idea of someone who was much younger when this happened. They're looking at moneyed news. They're looking at something with like money, like a transfer of money or something. They're keeping an eye on how money is moving around to keep an eye on who they think has it. And then I get like the investigation moves in and judgment is passed, and yes, they do recover it. But it's because of family money. Like there's a big increase in family money or family wealth. Because whoever he leaves it to tries to sell it.
Interesting. I got a yes as well. I got the sun, the birds, and the stars. Thank you, Desiree. Oh, and I missed some other ones. I'm sorry. Desiree and the square peg. Thank you. I get a yes. It may be they may get caught during some sort of negotiation here. So like perhaps negotiating prices, negotiating where it's going to go, how they're going to get it there, something around communications and negotiations. And that's how they get busted. When? I have no idea. None. So from that light topic, let's dive into the muck.
All right, let me get my mud boots on. Oh, here we go.
What did the FBI find on Matt Gates's phone?
Oh gosh, here goes the stickiness on the cards.
I was telling Johnny and Jenny and Ona behind, before we went live. I was like, porn, more porn.
Whatever it is, it makes him very anxious. He's in bed with somebody on one of the photos. Literally, not figuratively. Purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube.
Why do you walk around with a pocket full of incriminating evidence?
That's just because he never got in trouble for any of the other stuff he ever did, right? So if there's no consequences, you just keep screwing up until, there's a consequence. Now,
I mean, you can't get any more brazen than Trump telling people I grab women by their, what, and then still gets elected. I can't believe there's any women that voted for Trump still. That's still like the biggest shock to me. What was on Matt Gates' cell phone?
Where'd you get them?
Oh, please tell me that the Christian flower card's in there.
not yet.
Pull them all out till it comes out.
The really sadomasochistic kind of like fantasy stuff that he likes to, dressing up like kittens and puppies and stuff like that. This card actually is somebody leaving a whorehouse. The Wayfarer. This is somebody leaving with his zipper down, right? And you know what's stuck in it. Okay. Yep.
His little pickle.
Actually, in the book, in the description, this is a man leaving a horse. So shame, like it's a shame card, right? And he's got rabbit's feet sticking out of his waistband, like he's got a catch, right? What do I say about him?
He
with
thinks
his,
he's got the lucky rabbit's feet.
ugh, so gross. Yeah.
What'd you get, Johnny?
So there's a lady here. She might be famous or
Stormy, bad weather.
this feels more like a bit of obsessiveness. Like, say for instance, he liked Britney Spears. He's got like 400 pictures of whoever this is. And he's got a fetish for this in particular. I mean, do you, boo? Okay. Now he also has like actual pictures of like, what do you call bondage equipment, like whips and chains type. He has pictures of that. I don't know if he like screenshot. Maybe I'll come back to it and buy it from Amazon.com or whatever. But he's got like actual pictures of like bondage equipment. There is someone. It is a lady. I think she might even be covered in. It's either food or money, but she's in the bed with him and she has like stuff on her. There's also they're in certain phones, well, I guess in all phones you can probably do this, and they need to make sure that they check for this. There are pictures hidden, like you can hide albums in your photo album to where, like for instance, I have a bunch of pictures of the clouds and then I got a bunch of pictures of trees. Say I wanted to hide the pictures of trees, you go into my phone, you see none of them, but they're still there. You can just unhide it. There's something like that in there, and there's some very interesting things that they could probably even build a case from.
Or encrypted things.
Yes. So he's got some hidden pictures too, and then there's some pictures of cars and boats and stupid guy stuff in there too.
Yeah.
And houses and yeah.
Yeah, Matt Gaetz, he can do him boo, but yeah, it's gonna burden him. Whatever's on his phone. Because it shows the inspiration of his bullying these younger people. And that's going to change his fortune, you think? Mm-hmm. It also shows the payoffs, and it shows parties and, the big O word. There's things about the travel, the vehicle stuff, kind of like Mr. Epps had his little party plane. There's something about something on a vehicle, like a boat or a yacht or something like that. And overindulging. To me, it looks like there's connections to Trump and funding, big time funding, and how they tried to change from Biden being president, and trying to take up the sword on that. He's going to catch judgment on that, and I get a lot of illumination on that. So there's something about the insurrection in there they're going to get. It comes down to money once they get through the filth.
I pulled a line of 7 with birds right in the middle. So I got troubling knowledge around finances. Here's the phone. Something shocking about sex with what here? Celebrities. So porn stars, but also weapons here. And something that was done online, and not necessarily a network, but that's when I was like, the insurrection, WTF. And then there's knowledge here about what's on his phone that is sex here, but also perhaps some sexting messages as well. And then there's trouble around finances this way, trouble with finances. And then something there that is dangerous, or trouble around finances and finances being cut off here. With the scythe also, that could be surgery. I don't see pregnancy here, so don't start asking me about, oh my God, did he pay for an abortion? I don't see it here. But I see something in regards to trouble with finances and perhaps talking about how we were going to fund this right here, the weapons and this whole situation. So I don't know. Do you have a follow-up question?
How did they get his phone? Was he ordered to turn it over?
Yeah.
The FBI gave him a warrant, said we want your phone.
So nobody gets that he goes to jail for anything. Has that changed now?
Okay.
I get he doesn't go to jail for the trafficking. I keep getting that, but let's look. I'm going to ask in general, does he go to jail?
Because I get he loses his job, or he at the very least doesn't get reelected. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
But no, we never got he went to jail. Well, I guess jail for trafficking though.
I get he's going to get in trouble over the insurrection. Now there's Ona'S kitty behind her.
Yeah, good job, Pearl. Yeah.
She's got a big fluffy tail too.
Birds aren't afraid of it.
So I just pulled cards to see if Matt Gaetz would be indicted. I got whip, woman, crossroad. So that's just telling me sex with several women. So I'm going to try it again.
I get he goes to court for numerous things, but it still ends in 7 of Cups to where it's like no, yes, maybe so type of thing. It's not jail, but he can get into some sort of trouble. I don't have an 8 of Swords. I don't have a 4 of Swords. I don't have none of that. I get whatever it is something that they do take an action on. I do get my law card here with the Queen of Swords. 7 of Pentacles, which just means this is going to take a minute. It's a thing that may even be stalled out, kind of like, oh, your case begins January 3rd, 2023 type of thing. It's something that is going to take a minute, but he is going to be lawyered up for quite a while, for at least a good 3 years. So he's going to be in and out of court being sued by probably everybody but Elmo. So we'll see. But I don't get jail for right now.
I'm not either. And I get 9 of Pentacles and I get some kind of reform. Like could it be that he negotiate some kind of reformation program where he's in therapy and that kind of thing? Like he's going to show up in rehab and then he'll have that sort of excuse. Actually, it's about like, tapping into that heartstring. Like he gets like an empathy thing. And I get actually death is the last card I pull. I stopped after that card. There was light up everywhere.
Thank you, Esso. I get he gets a plea deal, an offer he doesn't want. And it's, again, I'm going back to chaos around the insurrection and trying to, steal the election. And, for the loser, we know who that is. That's what's bringing his tower. There's some confusion, I think, around the sex stuff, but they try to manipulate him while he's waiting for jail. Like he knows he's going to jail. That's when they're working on him, trying to change him and get cooperation to flip him on Trump through the justice system. Looking for steady money, and where that went, he's in defense mode, and I think he turns his back on Trump, and that's their victory. So it looks to me like they use him to go after Trump.
Trump already dumped him. He's over there begging, like over in his little golf cart when he was at Mar-a-Lago, come see me. I'm here. And Trump's like, no. I get some sort of letter of resignation or something. And here's the thing. It's like at this point, what crime has he not committed? Campaign finance fraud, because he was taking money out of the campaign to pay for drugs and vacations and everything else. The sex trafficking,
The insurrection, if there's collusion there.
Can we look to see if they will find him linked to the, because isn't the House still investigating members of Congress?
The House and the FBI too.
And I remember
I am totally convinced. I'm sorry. I'm totally convinced that Kevin McCarthy and Matt Gaetz set up Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene to do the tours of the Capitol, to let them be the fall people. I think they're completely aware of what was going on.
So we'll go to this question first to see if they'll find him linked, and then we'll go to your question that you had about McCarthy. The one that you had written down, Jenny?
Did he knowingly, did he know and conceal Matt Gaetz's behavior? Mm-hmm. So will they find a link to the insurrection in Matt Gaetz?
Holly Wanda, I think so.
Yeah, will an ankle affect Trump's golf swing?
Especially if he's too far from the house and it starts to shock him, then yes. Of which there needs to be videotape of that. Yes, it was. So the Five of Pentacles. I think this is speaking to the two sacrifices they made, pushing somebody else out there. There's an opportunity. There's also money involved here. There was also I can't even call it breach of security, because it wasn't breach of security. It was command of security, like you know where to go and know what to do. The Emperor, the Lovers, and the Nine of Pentacles is your security card. But yes, good old devil, he is linked. He is linked financially. He is even linked probably financially on paper somewhere. So yes, he is linked. Absolutely. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat. Yep. I got Bubs here with me. Can't figure out what's going on with
his
nose and teeth.
No, I know.
He's got a lot of sleepless nights because yes, there's going to be major illumination on him. That's my biggest yes card I can get from investigations and the DOJ going after him for his corruption in it. The light will be shown on what he did to try to stop Biden. And it's coming mostly, I'm getting from the DOJ, who partnered with him, who planned this, the strength, to overthrow it, the money behind it, the trying to transition votes away. So even the voter, the things they were trying to do to push more votes towards Trump, and then trying to block the Electoral College vote. There's steady money, and there's some, I'll call it money laundering, but how they shifted the money around to pay for different stuff. It's money. There's a money trail.
What did you get, Miss Funa?
I do get there's a link. We got the Ace of Books, and they're linking their music, the vibration. I also get that it's a leak. Like somebody leaks the information.
That leak has on a nun's habit.
Yes, it's a pig in a nun's habit or a wolf in sheep's clothing that's leaking, but we're going to say a pig in a nun's habit. And it's
that pig would do it with the nun. That's one of his dress-up games. Here, wear this nuts costume. Let me do you.
Oh, oh my God, this deck, I love it so much.
We love it too.
Won't you? And look who he's linked to, the big sloth, the glutton sloth pig up there, right? And it was because he was lazy. This is Sloth. Like somebody got lazy and there was a leak, and they will find out.
I get a yes as well. There's guidance to something that is guidance. And this also spreads and metastasizes and grows. And there's your passion and your generosity. It's something that you desired. So it's like, once this thing starts growing and they start checking, it grows and metastasizes and spreads, they're going to link him to this. Either he provided guidance, so this would be like maps. This would be something like anything with an organizational chart. So who's the manager, who falls under that manager, what team this person works under. They're going to link him to it. So TikTok. So here's the thing, though. How is he going to get linked to the insurrection, but then not indicted is what doesn't, there's like something there in the middle that's missing.
Let's see.
Thank you, John and Marie.
Thank you, John and Marie. Like, I don't understand what kind of question I'm trying to ask, because it's like we're seeing him linked or getting found out and being linked to the insurrection. But then over here, it's like there's no indictments. So there's something going on in between.
Because he's like getting flipped or pressured or something. So yeah. So what happens between linking Gates and indictment? What happens in that stage?
There's a bigger. I had the world and the Hierophant flop out. So there's like a bigger network to it that maybe they need him, or need might be even a strong word, but use him to connect some other people in that network.
My bully card fell out. They're going to bully him to get it.
You know what? I heard accident and then the fire truck or ambulance went by, but it just may mean that I just precogged the fire truck going by, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I heard first. I heard accident, but it could be I precogged that. And okay, and you heard the truck, right? I do have to pull a card. Do I have to?
Thank you, Letitia. By the way, if you guys didn't watch Becca live earlier in the flower field, oh my God, it was so beautiful.
Oh, did you catch the beginning of it, Jenny?
Not the beginning. I caught the end. I have to go back and watch from the beginning.
Yeah, because it's just 50 acres of nothing but flowers. It's
all
just,
that life. It was just so pretty to see.
I just kept thinking, you know what,
I needed to take a nap. That's how sensory overloaded I was. I'm not kidding. Yes, I had to go. I was like, wow, that was just like, you could taste it. It was just bright. What are the colors this spring? What am I going to order? The garden set, like just.
And I think there was some flowers that I didn't know what, I mean, they're all ranunculus, but at the end when Jenny came, I was looking at the coloring. And Jenny was saying antiqued, and I was like, oh, because the ridges of the petals have colors, but then on the inside it's got like lines.
Yeah.
And they're just beautiful.
It's that kind of pale coloration. Yeah. Thank you, Crazy Cat Mama. What are y'all getting?
Yeah, what are you all getting?
They are holding his feet to the fire. It's kind of strange, though. There is a couple of things happening here. Thank you, Anna. There seems to be two women here. One might be a judge, one might be a prosecutor. I don't know exactly, but they may not be either. But there's two women here that are heavily involved. That's first of all. Then there is the Star and the Ace of Pentacles. There's also some money changing hands somewhere too. Then there is a huge change with the death card, like not little change, but huge change to where he's sort of, I don't have the 8 of Swords, but it's like he's trapped in this little circle to where you can get off for this, but you can't get off for that. And for some reason, prosecutors don't pursue this or they don't know about that. Kind of like, okay, you can get off for trafficking because this went away. But you can't get off for the insurrection because we have other people who are also tied to it that say you talk to them. Mm-hmm. And because there's something that throws him completely off balance, and they got the upper hand with the 5 of Swords. Now, ultimately, there is progress and he begins to work with them. But the traditional depiction, actually in this one too, of the Chariot, it's full of opposites. Black and white Sphinx, or in this case, horses, and they're facing 2 different directions and neither one of them are moving. So it's like once you get everything on the same page, then you start to make progress. But he gets away with something and then not away with something else. So it's kind of like, yes, he gets off technically, but not off of this. So he's not paying for all of his crimes. And the ones he's not paying for involve women of some sort.
What are you getting, Miss Funa?
So that's interesting. I wonder if there's like a technical thing that he gets off on. So in between the learning that he has been linked to the insurrection and an actual indictment, I get he either resigns or he's being asked to resign and walk away. He's given a deal to say, go away. Literally, he gets paid to leave. He might just get paid to leave. And I do get that same thing. There's negotiations there. He's negotiating a deal. It's like, pick which one you're going to get in trouble for.
Like throw a dart.
Yeah. Which one gets you in the least amount of trouble? And he'll follow the protocol, quit, do all the other stuff, so he doesn't have to get in as much trouble.
So what's in between Gates now and when in jail? Trump. They're going after the bigger fish. They're going to push for cooperation. They're looking at the structure of things and things that he was the messenger for. And they are going to get him to talk a lot. The big burden's coming out of it. Victory on getting him to talk. I do get the 2 women also, Johnny. So 2 women involved either in pressuring him or could be
the same exact 2 women, the Queen of Wands and Queen of Pentacles too.
Yeah, it could be the 2 new women in the DOJ under Garland or something. But I get he lawyers up, and then that's when the journey begins. Mm-hmm. He starts whistleblowing on Trump. They start asking more questions about the insurrection and also about Russia. And he just talks. He gets a plea deal. But he talks a lot. He talks about the money. He talks about Trump losing. He talks about their planning of the insurrection. He talks about everything.
Maybe that's why he doesn't get in that much trouble, because he seems like somebody who would squeal like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you had the pig. He was doing the pig. So
yeah.
I get that his career ends. It comes to a close. Yeah. His reputation, his career, his honor is dead, kaput, done. It shuts down. But then there's new power within his entourage. New power within the entourage, small finances with the family. It's like he's protected somehow because of this bear from somebody in the entourage or somebody in the house. So I don't believe his father has any political
Hmm.
Influence because he was local state senator in Florida, but that was years ago. But I get that he's got protection from the entourage. So I don't know if this is saying he got a little parting something from Spanky before Spanky left the White House, and they're just both lying about it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they're both liars. You know, Trump lied what 33,000 times in 4 years, and Matt Gaetz every time he breathes he's lying. So I don't know.
Might have that pocket pardon.
Every time we've read on that, though, I'm going to ask it again, just for fun.
Does he have a pocket pardon? So now that my garden's all blooming, they're forecasting snow for like Tuesday or Wednesday night.
What in the
Can
world?
we read about this? Because the things that I thought were going to die out front are like, you have yods on them. I'm like, wow. And then I got this bird. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's going to snow.
Yeah, you got your little bird on the porch. Up to 2 eggs now, right?
2 eggs. I don't know. She looks real pudgy. I don't know if there's another one.
I put all the blankets away, put them all the way up in Jack and the Beanstalk high in the house.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, it was 40 degrees outside. I mean, what happened here? It was 89 a minute ago, and now it's 40. I'm like, well, okay. I ain't been in the season place in a very long time. But I was happy to see it back because that heat, that was not welcomed.
Yeah. I can't. I wouldn't be able to be okay there.
I'm sitting in a room with a candle and 42 lights on, talking about, ooh, it's hot. Yes, of course it is. That's all he wins.
I think he does have a pocket pardon.
Something to do with children, and then there's anxiety, stress, loss, theft, worry.
Yep.
I get it was changed to include the children. Like he had one and they changed it to include the underage.
And the way I asked it was, did Donald Trump give Matt Gaetz a pardon? Not did Gaetz receive it. I asked, did Trump give Gaetz a pardon?
It's just all in the family with that human family.
This is all the, 4 cups. Everything is all the same. Yeah. Yeah.
What did you?
Mr. Broomer.
I got the Fool and the White House doing something for someone. That's as much as I'll say, but it looks like a yes.
But here's I mean, it'll have to be challenged in court because at that time he wasn't even indicted of anything. So he's like, here's a laundry list of everything I think I did. Write me a preemptive pardon for all of it. You know,
well, they knew what they were investigating him for because Trump was still in there, and the investigations went all the way back to last summer. So, so let's ask: will they accept the pardon in the courts, or will they say no? That pardon's no good. Deep dive.
So that's his insurance card, huh? That's his insurance plan. He can do whatever because he's already got a pardon. He doesn't seem to be afraid of anything. Okay.
And Renee here in the comments has a good point. She's saying it depends on where the charges are coming from. If he can be pardoned, are they coming from federal or state? Because, you know, damn well in Florida, they're not going to charge him for anything because they were all up in that nastiness.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
His freedom is contested still. And I don't know nothing about pardons. That's not my get down, but his freedom is still contested, especially here within Biden's administration. Not that Biden's involved, it's just that this is letting me know during these 4 years, his freedom is still contested. So it's not like he's getting off scot-free from whatever Trump did or didn't do, but he is trying to sneak away with something. But whatever it is, it's going to take a whole lot more work than he thinks.
And you all get that he's out of a job too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, maybe I'm not asking the right questions or not understanding my cards, but
I started it this way. I asked, what's in the pardon? Then I asked, will it hold? And it's like money for trips that they'll go after.
I got both.
Sleeping with younger women.
Mm-hmm.
So that's covered in the pardon. Working on details for the insurrection and that whole network. And then I get he is burdened. The truth comes out like in court, and he loses. It's going to take some time, but he loses the pardon rights.
yeah. Last I heard, he got himself a really good defense attorney, like real good. What did you get, Ona?
Wow. There's the pardon, right? They're looking it over because he couldn't, he couldn't hide his nuts. Okay. And it's really, it's honestly, it's about, it's something they really are contemplating over. And
What's with all the nun cards?
Get the Christ child again.
Well, no,
You lost it. You get the Christ child again. We get somebody who's just crippled, right? Just crippled, but not, taken out, right? And because this is the career thing. He's on, like, he's just skating on ice right now, thin ice.
Thank you, Pamela.
Barely, right?
You keep pulling nun cards. I swear he had women dressing up in nun costumes.
Well,
Little bad Catholic boy, probably. So
yeah.
Ugh, I just can't with that guy. So on to Jenny had a question about did what's his face?
Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy.
Did he knowingly conceal Matt Gaetz' behavior? Did he know everything Matt Gaetz is up to and conceal it?
Knowingly, like he actively tried to bury it, or he knew about it and they're like, yeah, that's just Matt. He's a real pig.
Yeah, like he knew everything about it and was trying to help bury it.
Oh, Kevin.
company we keep. So I get a yes. The 8 of Wands and the Star, he knew about his future plans. The Temperance and the Fool. He also knew about conversations with various people within the circle, especially on Trump's behalf, because this was meant to get him reelected. Then I get the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune, which means that there is also financial ties to this too, as well as a timeline. So this is more than likely on paper somewhere. Like today we're going to do this, tomorrow they're going to do the tour, and then the next day they're going to do this, and then the next day they're going to do this, and then boom, it's going to happen that day. So yeah, there was this. Three of Wands. There is still something yet to be revealed about this situation because it's not complete. So I don't know if there was another leg of this plan that didn't take off because of police involvement or unable to get to certain senators. Thank you, Gina, or whatever the case may be. But there is something that was also supposed to happen that did not. And that part too is going to come out too. But that's kind of one of those things in discovery. So once you start investigating and talking to this person and this person, but it's not information you get from one person. It's information you're going to have to piece together. So it's like you can get something from Gates. He may mention a certain person's name. This person may mention the certain last name. You piece it together, you got a new clue, which goes to the next thing and the next thing. So this is like in discovery, they will find out what the other leg of this plan was supposed to be. But yes.
You're going to find all sorts of crap in that phone that, and I'm wondering if Kevin McCarthy knows not only about all the stuff that would get any normal one of us fired from a job if we ever dared do something like that at a place of work, but hey, for some reason it's totally cool to do it in Congress, you know, but also his links to the insurrection, you know. What did you get, Miss Ona?
Yeah, he helped Barry. Well, there was not, I mean, maybe this could be, it was even his idea. He had ideas to cook the books. There's cooking the books there. Right? And now after that, we've got Justice. Hopefully that's running. They're still really, really good at it. It's almost like it's just going according to plan. You know, except they're going to get in trouble now.
It's funny you say that because I've like plans off the ground.
Yeah.
It was his job to do this. That was his job, and he had the opportunity to do it. He knows he's not finished. This is work unfinished. He knows he's not finished covering up for him because there's investigators looking at this in the DOJ, and the truth keeps coming out, but it's going as planned. He's got partners in this also. It's not just Kevin the leader. He's got partners in this. There's treason in this. There's those two women in this again. One of them is younger. He knows about that. He knows all the details about how they tried to steal the election. And his job was to block, try to bring an end to it, and just talk. It keeps moving forward with new evidence. And he's going to be trying to cover up for Trump next. You watch. He's going to be trying to gaslight for Trump.
And then he'll start trying to cover for all the insurrectionists because we can't lose the voters. You know, they were buds. There's the institution. There's the friendly man. They were buddies. They were, he knew. Maybe not everything, but he knew about the charges about women and his sexual indiscretions and just being a pig, you know? So.
Okay, never mind.
No, what, Johnny?
No, because I say the same thing all the time, and Spirit answered me when they told me muscle memory, but I get how you can be, because everybody in them lies good and evil. You can choose to do whatever you want to do that day. You can be a good person or a bad person. If you're a good person, day after day, it's easier to do good things. It's easier to do bad things if you choose to go the way these people do. But what in the world is so alluring about being a horrible person? I get the money and the fame and the power, but still, I don't know. Maybe it's the mindset, because I know personally that kind of stuff is fleeting, because all the horrible things you have to do to get it, you have to keep doing to maintain it.
Right.
It's just not worth it. Thank you, Sue, by the way.
Especially not with people that follow Trump. It's like
Yes.
everybody fall off the freaking cliff already, but you're just like, pick me, you know, like, which
It's like power and what other money they can grift out of while they're in the government. You know, like how else can they get insider trading, lobbying money, all that crap?
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
And I think
if y'all, again, commercial break, if y'all have not seen Becca's live stream from earlier, when she went to, where did you even go? Was that Botanical Gardens?
No, the Carlsbad flower fields.
Flower fields. This is just me. Maybe I'm going to be a little non-humble here. Maybe it's because I'm an enlightened person, or at least more enlightened than Matt Gaetz, which is not hard to do. To me, that is worth more, being in a field of flowers, surrounded by corruption and money. Thank you, Catherine. It's to me. And mind you, I wasn't even there, just looking at somebody else being there, looking at somebody enjoying being there.
Brings your vibration up.
Yes. I'm like, she's so happy. She's pointing at this. Hey, Peanut, look at the hey, Peanut. I'm like, if you don't call it one time. She said, Peanut, look at this, look at this, look at it. And then it was, and then the people in the chat were into it, and the whole thing was just like, or you can trade it in for corruption, money, and power. Like, what the?
Yeah, it's like being cockroaches, dude. Like cockroaches just to poop. Like, or do you want to go see flowers? You know what I mean? Like, so here's, I think this goes wonderfully into that question that you had, Johnny, about, you did a reading a few days ago. If you guys didn't catch it, go check out Johnny's channel, because he dumped a bunch of readings all in one day. And it was about the Trump base shrinking, Johnny. How do you want
to cult's going to get smaller?
Okay.
Because I was thinking, actually the original thing I was going to do is, are they going to make a movie of the Trump cult? Not cults, but just the Trump cult itself. And I'm like, well, I'm sure they will. And I'm like, well, will it get smaller like all the rest of them? Like the Haley Comet cult, it got smaller, and everybody's cult gets smaller eventually. And so I was like, well, will his get smaller? And I won't say what I got. I'm going to do it again and see.
Yeah, if you really want to understand part of the Trump cult, Jordan Klepper has great videos on YouTube. He used to be on The Daily Show, and he interviews all these Trumpsters. You know, it's like no matter how much truth hits them in the face, they don't care.
They don't care.
Popped out.
It's denialism. It's total denialism. I mean, these people have been brainwashed to a level that it's just like, is it even possible to reverse that without significant therapy? You know, like.
You know what kind of sounds to me like there's a lot of older people that love him, and I'm like, all right, come on, you're like of the generation of the flower childs and stuff. Peace, love, and
they're also the generation of the Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
You want that back, and you can't have it because it exists still, but it exists in your generation.
Yeah.
Like you can't force the rest of us to, want to be the foreman of a forklift operation and your wife stay at home and do nothing like this.
Well, nothing else changes. You want to go back to that life where you didn't have to see the blacks because there was segregation. Women had no rights because we were all stay-at-home moms. We weren't even allowed to have bank accounts. You want all that, the golden age of America, while not wanting the changes, not wanting income to go up. Because good luck supporting a family, a wife at home, and 3 kids and one on the way. on a single income for a family of 4 or 5. Good luck with that. You know, like it's a myth. It is a myth. They live in a myth.
And they keep teaching it to their children, so that's how it goes down generations. But I know some younger people that their parents are not Trumpsters, but their young people are. Their kids are. Their offspring, and it's like that's you were raised better than that. Come
on. This is where you want to go. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. When I do personal readings, I meet people. They're like, yeah, oh, my son or my daughter, and I'm like, oh, bless your heart.
That's really interesting.
What are you getting?
I get that there's always going to be some people who will believe his bullshit, right? He'll always be able to like poop out the I mean, look at that. There's always going to be somebody he can feed that to. And I get King of Coins, but look at this King of Coins. He's kind of shriveled up. He's blind. People keep giving him money. There's still support there. And then I get the same, you know, they see him for what he is, but maybe they just don't care. Maybe they just don't care. Or he gets to the point where he's just so, you know, it's like, ugh. You know, he's so old, forget about it.
I get that people are going to recognize him here, that his talent is being a con man, a grifter, a thief. Not necessarily a thief, because that would be mice, but a grifter, a con, a manipulator, a liar. They're going to recognize it, and they're going to recognize that they were emotionally played for this gift to the con. Do you see what I'm saying? So I get a yes. There, some of them, maybe not all, but
I get a yes. I get a yes too, because he's a master manipulator, and again, like emotionally, structuring it so that they're emotionally pulled in, to his harvest, and they cling to him over that emotional love. But it will come to an end when they see that he backstabbed them. The grifts, more of the grift news coming out. The financials that are being investigated, the COVID things that he knew, that he basically kind of trapped our country into getting sick. It's what he did. Things he blocked us from, protections for COVID. And so all the knowledge finally comes, and yes, all the details come out. Big yes. They will eventually shrink a little. That's not a lot. There's always going to be a few that have a strong bond with them.
I'm sure all the ones that he just grifted, that he had to return their payment, got to see firsthand when they saw their bank accounts and their mortgage payment bouncing all over the place because you just drained me dry, billionaire. I'm sure those people picked it up real quick, like, oh, my mortgage bounced. Now I'm stuck with the freaking fee. My car payment bounced. Now I'm stuck with the fee. My water bill, my electric bill, my kids' lunch, everything bounced because the billionaire sucked me dry. Maybe those people will get it,
all those people, like 2017, he gives a tax break to the corporations, right? So they're paying less taxes than ever. Trickle down theory, it's good. It'll all come back to you. How many of those people got laid off in 2020 and 2021 by those companies?
When he first took office, and the Carter or whatever Kohler or whatever that business was, that all their people went Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
And that stupid idiot, pardon me, that was standing on during the interview with the person on the news station saying that he trusted Trump's judgment, but they just took your job. Harley Davidson paid you enough to where you're not going to go down to the 7-Eleven and get that same paycheck. And so you're going to trust his judgment. He got a job. You don't. Okay, trust him. Tell your rent man that when he come back.
It's like that whole thing right before he became president. There was a town in the Midwest somewhere where he went and he told those people, do not sell your houses. I'm going to keep the manufacturing company here. He got into office, forgot about them. The company went overseas. They went down to Mexico because why pay somebody a living wage when I can go pay somebody in a third world country $2 and no health insurance? Hell, 35 cents and no health. Those people lost their homes. They lost their house. They lost everything. Everything. So
that's what happens. I get a yes again. There's the manipulator here, the magician. Now, interestingly enough, here on the Emperor, there is the eagle, which kind of symbolizes freedom and power. Thank you, Cynthia. On the Empress is a lot of images that are usually not associated with the Empress. Like this is usually on the High Priestess. She has his eagle here too. She has this symbol here too. She doesn't usually have, she has her, the few little things that talk about fertility and growth and all that. But this little moon is usually sometimes at the feet of the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the mother of Jesus. This is Mother Mary, the Queen of Armageddon, because she brings forth Jesus, who brings about the end of the world. So she's the mother of Armageddon. So it's kind of like somebody has to come along who is sort of the same cloth and sort of point out to you what kind of tyrant this person is. They're accepted because they look the same. They have the same manner about them anyway. And then you have the Four of Cups, to where it's a hard pill to swallow. It's in front of you. All of us out here have been telling you from the beginning that this man is cheating you. He's a this, he's a that, he's a this. And we just sound like the haters and the snowflakes. Meanwhile, there's a lot of haters and snowflakes who ain't out on the street and ain't getting debited every month by Donald Trump. You are. Why you can't pay for your medication and your mortgage because he got all your money. That dingo ate your baby. So they are giving you one last chance to see the light. You don't want to see it, but you're going to have to. Because what else are you going to look at? He took it all. It's not all loss. Turn around, get away from Trump, follow whoever this is. That's your new leader. They're probably a horrible person because that's all you follow. But at least they're not Trump. At least they're not taking your money each week.
I mean,
yes, get some
Donald Trump is, in my brain, the equivalent of a freaking cockroach, man. But I will say this. I will say this. The one talent that man has, and it's not even a good one, is a con. Like, that's it. That's it. That's all he's got.
But it's only a good talent to those that fall for it.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I said it's like a good one. You can see straight through it.
His talent is picking his mark that he's going to pull the con on. That's his biggest talent because he knows who he can get away with it with.
Identifying the suckers and losers, not the military people, the suckers and losers. So Jenny, you had some more questions. Let's hit up some of those because we've been quite chatty tonight.
Yeah, Charles Booker, he was running, he's a Democrat in Kentucky that ran against Amy McGrath, and then Amy went on to run against Mitch McConnell, right? Charles Booker is now going to run against Rand Paul in 2022. How's he going to do?
Run against who?
Rand Paul.
Rand Paul.
Wiggly-headed little, God, I can't stand to look at him. He is just nasty.
Curly hair is nice, but you got baby hair. You too old for baby hair.
Yeah, it's like perm.
It's permed. It's permed like to the hilt. It's like
you need a pacifier right now.
My mama tortured me as a child with little perms, and tried to give me curls. Like, look how straight my hair is. Quit trying to give me curls. Let my hair do what it wants to do. But she was always perming my hair, so when it would grow out, it was flat and then curl. And so I look at Rand Paul and I'm like, did your poor mama like play with your hair and give you perms as a kid?
She probably wanted a girl and tortured.
Who gets perms?
Oh, Lord.
How's Charles Booker going to do against Rand Paul? I don't think he's officially thrown his hat in. He's kind of talking now, like, will he run and will he win?
No. I think, I think what he needs to do is try to raise his national profile up a little bit more. Unfortunately, reputation and name tends to get reelected no matter how horrible you are or how bad of a job you do. That's why you get, senators and congressmen who they've been there for 800 years, despite them actually not doing anything for their state or district. Name recognition is very, very powerful. He starts off with a good energy here with the sun, and then it turns into the tower. Like, there is just not enough energy to keep it going. Here with the Congress, there meets the Three of Swords. Like, he has good intention, but that's not what gets you elected. You still need national profile. You need national figures coming to you. Maybe if you can pull in some of the big names and maybe have Obama or something, in somebody to come and campaign for you or whatever. But no, they're the Eight of Cups. Now it ends in the Star, but I clarified it with the Five of Pentacles, which means he needs more work. He needs more work for the future. He has to elevate his station a little bit more, get your name out there, start an argument with some of these horrible people on Twitter or something so that everybody knows who you are, so forth and so forth.
What did you get, Miss Funa?
It was a good idea. Ace of Coins. Maybe it's a financial problem. Crash. Burn. Crash and burn. And then justice after. There was no.
I get the same thing, like something sudden, like he's standing in his own power and truth and doing fine and kind of hanging on. And then the steady money, he starts transitioning away from that. Like, he has trouble, like the money is ending. He doesn't have enough money to do it. I get heartbreak for him, but I do get a woman moves forward and moves on to run against Rand Paul. So we'll see who that woman is.
Is this Booker guy in the same state as Rand Paul? Because I get a man here, so this would be Booker, is distant or has to journey to the house or entourage. So I don't know, is he even in the same state?
He is in Kentucky. He was thinking about running against Rand Paul, who is a senator, so maybe he decides to run for the House instead as a representative.
This is House. I asked if he would win.
He has been a state representative, but he hasn't been in the federal yet.
Yeah, and if it's Kentucky, you know whose dirty, grimy old dead hands have been all over that place. Gerrymandering everything with that black dead hand of his. So, what other questions we got, Jenny?
The Department of Justice going after Gates, Greenberg, the Oak Creeper leader, and Roger Stone all at the same time. Are they trying to squeeze them for cooperation by going after all four of them at the same time? That's Matt Gates, Greenberg, his little buddy, the tax collector, the Oath Creepers leader, and Roger Stone. They trying to squeeze them to get them to turn on each other.
I think there is a creation of a trap of some sort, almost like perjury trap.
Oh, and then we got to get into your Roger Stone and questions for this. See, I left the door open because Moose can't figure out what he's doing with his life. He runs good. He runs good.
Moose is such a confused little boy.
Like, what's going on? Then he comes in and he's like, wait, no, I swear.
I'm gonna go first because I want to go warm up my tea. I'm getting my trickly cough back. They are definitely trying to find out about steady money and securing more information through asking questions. bringing the sword of truth on them and trying to evoke plea deals. So I think there is something to that. And who do they move forward with is the one that gives them all the details. So I think there's something to it. I'll be right back, guys.
What are you getting, Miss Ona?
There is a plea deal. There's more than how many were there? 4 or 5 of them? Everybody gets an offer, right? Patients, and they're creating it. They're creating it so that it's a burden on everybody. Judgment. That's the last card. Judgment. Beginnings and endings.
Can happen to a nicer crowd. What you getting, Johnny?
I wish I was there.
There is a beginning to captivity, so it's like they're trying to bog them down with things that they cannot easily get away from. There is the 9 of Wands, the Moon, and the 3 of Swords. There is
What, Johnny? Say it. You can't be
this is for the after show. This is messy, and I got to call a name to be messy. But there is. Well, I was going to say. Here's a hint, though. Is maybe I shouldn't say it because I don't want to give away the strategy. But I mean, there is a hidden strategy to this. Again, I think this is perjury trap. So I'm going to ask you, burden you with something that I'm going to burden them in a separate room and burden them in a separate room. And then come back and see what you say. And I guarantee you 3 out of 4 of y'all is lying. And the 4th one is got laryngitis. So that's the only reason why they ain't lying. It's to create a doom. It's to create an ending. They want to capture one in particularly, because this person's got probably more info than the rest. But yeah, it is to change fates big time. That's with the death card. It is meant to change. So yes, they are being pressured.
I get yes, because it's a good opportunity. There's a good chance that if they start beating their asses, they're going to pressure them, and there's only so much pressure they're going to take before one cracks on the other, that cracks on the other, that cracks on. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So I get a yes.
Let the dominoes fall.
Yeah. Which takes us to the question that Jenny had about Roger
Stone, $2 million in tax evasion. No indictment yet, though.
So will he be indicted?
Will he be indicted?
Here's my thing.
Here we go.
Your best friend, who you have no more space on your back, the only reason why he's probably not tattooed back there too. Put him on your front. That way you're surrounded by jackets. He paid $750 in taxes. Why do you owe anything? Donald Trump paid $750.
Right.
Why do you owe anything?
This is what I'm talking about. A bunch of stupid criminals, dude. Like, we'll pardon him on all the stuff he got indicted for, but he forgot to say, oh, yeah, you might want to hit me up on that tax evasion, too.
It's like he probably paid $750, and it's like, no, how about $2,750,000?
Oh, Lord Jesus. Calculator, my kingdom for a calculator.
As Johnny says, these people. $750 Trump paid in taxes. My God, I haven't paid $750 in taxes since I was working in a skating rink, handing out roller skates.
Right.
Meanwhile,
on the weekends.
Picture it. Pittsburgh, 2021. I ain't been living here but 7 months. I owe the city of Pittsburgh $450. Where's my calculator at? Donald Trump, how you do?
So will Roger Stone
in real money?
For tax evasion. Roger Stone be indicted for tax evasion.
Okay. Save some blood, pick up some cans. We're gonna see how this work out.
I'm gonna do this over because I wasn't thinking, and I don't have no
I
idea.
wasn't even asking the question. What was the question?
Will Roger Stone be indicted for tax evasion?
Okay. It ended in the snore, but I wasn't paying attention. Let me hush. That's what I need to do. Hush.
Cards have a sense of humor on Stone.
They are so funny, right? I think okay.
This is going to be a narration one.
They all have the Urkel defense. Did I do that? I need to. Absolutely.
What'd you get, Ona?
Well, he tries to keep it hidden, right? He tries to get away with it, but no. See the dart? Darts.
Got you anyway. Bow.
As he's trying to leave, right?
With his little knapsack.
As he tries to escape, they're like, boom, no. As he got his back turned, like you said.
I love those cards. I want to buy them, even though I don't know how to read tarot, just for the pictures.
I know. I read the book. The print is really tiny. I read it with a magnifying glass, and it doesn't always apply, the stuff that's in there. Just what is happening, just they fall into place. It's a great deck.
I'm gonna get one. What'd you get, Jenny?
Well, he worked with a lot of people on some dark money. The judge is already sitting on the indictment. She's already sitting on the yes, because he manipulated his taxes like Trump. So guess what? Trump's probably going to get indicted too. There's a something about how he structured his taxes too. And you know, poor, this was planned portum. Like, we know you got it. We got the sword of truth. And, you know, he's looking at all kinds of treachery. They're going to be auditing you for days, guy, because they're going to work out the details for the last 18 years or whatever the statute of limitations is. There's someone in charge of his taxes that's also going to be in trouble. But he gets an abundance of charges. It's almost like he may be sleeping with the fishes later, if you know the Godfather expression. He might be sleeping with the fishes because he messed with some big fish.
What'd you get, Johnny?
So if the dart doesn't get you, there is the King and Queen of Swords. So you might want to take the dart. Just pay this money. I know you got it. Thank you, Reba. It ends in the judgment. So yes, there is. Now, mind you, there are few agencies during the Trump era that went after anybody for anything. IRS will go after anybody, it seems like, maybe except Trump, but they want their money. And you have it. That's the thing. You just didn't pay it because you felt like you didn't have to. And there's some little weaselly thing that you have been doing to not pay. But this is now coming home to roost. So yeah, I get the judgment in the end and some self-sacrifice. He's either going to be indicted or you're going to pay. Which one you're going to do? Somebody might give you a choice.
Thank you, Cynthia, if we missed you.
It's very interesting. I think it was like last week or something. They held a hearing, I think in the Senate, about how much money the U.S. government loses by people that evade taxes. Because they'll come after any one of us in this room in advance because they know we ain't got the money to defend ourselves. But the millionaires and billionaires and people that are just schmucks like Roger Stone, no, let them walk. They were saying, I think, close to it was like $1 or $2 trillion that we lose per year, because people that have the means to pay just decide it's better to just pay a lawyer to hide my money so I don't pay. You know,
to find the loopholes.
But I get a yes.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
People who, not always, but people who invade Texas also probably owe a bunch of other people too. Can we look and see, maybe not who, because there are no names on these cards, but what kind of people does he owe? Does he owe Roger Stone? Does he owe like banks? Does he owe extremely rich, powerful people? Does he owe foreign people?
Because he works as a lobbyist for foreign people all the time, him and Manafort. So,
because you probably don't just owe the federal government. You probably owe a whole lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Trump, just like Nixon. Who do you owe?
Just like Manafort, just like all them dirty bastards, man. Dirty, dirty bastards.
You pick some strange heroes, buddy. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, this is what I'm saying. A field of flowers or all this mess. And I don't owe nobody for nothing.
I have no idea what my cards are saying.
So,
Let's see.
what is this? Is it the site?
No, yeah, abusive voicemail, a woman lies.
Mm.
say it again, Becca.
An abusive voicemail or chronic voicemails here, because it has a pattern. It's chronic, aggressive, physical, sex, addictions. Here, addictions. Voicemail, woman lies.
He's getting threats, probably.
Mm-hmm. And there's a woman that lies here. I don't know.
I got Queen of Swords.
I started out with a woman too, and I'm trying to figure it out. It's a woman who works for someone higher up. So I can't figure out. He's way in debt. He is a loser. He is way in debt. He's been stealing from this woman, and he may have death threats against him. He may actually physically have death threats. And then something about working with money, I think, for the insurrection. That's going to crash and burn him and burden him. And then trying to corrupt the votes for the Republicans.
Pay your damn bills, homie. Just pay your damn bills.
Somebody's going to whistle blow on him, and he's like doing money laundering.
Mm-mm. What'd you get, John?
He owes this woman.
Yeah.
I get 6 people, which means you got way too many pockets that want your attention for you to ignore, which is probably why you don't pay your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
There is someone here of great influence. This is a big person, as in physically big. Like it's foreign though. It's a foreign, very large person. Like it's a person you could go to though, that if you had some sort of shady business deal, he will help you, but you got to pay him back. Carol, it reminds me too of the Penguin, or the Kingpin, or somebody that's really large with a special made suit because he didn't go bad nowhere. And he got a cane or something. He's a very large person. There is 2 other people here, 1 foreign, 1 domestic. There's just 2 other people there, whoever they may be. There is a company. At the very least, it is a company on the outside. So you can go up to it and, print out some Kinko copies or whatever. But in the back room is a whole different thing going on. So there is a front company here. And it, as an organization, he owes, because they helped him do whatever back and forth. There's some sort of back and forth paperwork deals or whatever the case, probably with his foreign lobby thing. There is some sort of front here, which means it could be also a money laundering thing. There's also a lawyer here, someone that handles, like, I kept hearing hot property or hot something, like something that's stolen or procured in a way that is not legal, whatever the case may be. There's a person there. There's also this Hierophant. This is not a country, though, and it's not a government. I don't know how to just describe it, actually. It's kind of like an agency that the government could work with, because this is still high up, but it's not the government itself. Whoever this is has the power of do you like your kneecaps? So this one you need to try to work out how to pay first, because all the rest of them can get you faster than this one can. So I think he has pissed off these people probably already, but whatever it is, he is going to be burdened for the next, for the rest of his life. He's not, necessarily, the times of the sands of the hourglass do not flow up the hourglass, as they say. So he's going to be burdened for a very, very long time, because he does not manage his money like Manafort. He goes and buys leather rugs and tiger skin this and all this other unnecessary garbage. But you do you, boo. But you got a whole bunch of people that want some money from you. Don't nobody want nothing from you.
What'd you get, Miss Ona?
I'm wondering if he's actually gotten involved, or he has wandered through like massage parlors or something, because it was a cat house here, as Johnny was talking, right? There was a cat house. He owes the IRS is probably the least of his problems. Yeah. That's not even his problem, right? He owes so much, and it follows the same pattern. There's a woman that there's an involvement with, there's an ending, and it's a constant fighting, right? There's somebody that he owes money to. That's a woman that's involved in this.
Wonder if he owes money to Rebecca Mercer, because I was pulling some cards on that while y'all were going, and I was getting like, there was a plan that got blocked, and then something changed, and he's talking to Rebecca Mercer, and I get like, she gives a lot of inspiration, but I wonder if she gave him money too, and he owes her.
So let's see. Does Stone owe money to Rebecca Mercer? Does Stone owe money to?
Let me see something here.
I would say yes, a very successful agreement, contract, some sort of agreement, partnership, union.
He's lost it. He's lost the money.
But how would you be in debt to Rebecca Mercer? I mean, the woman's a freaking bazillionaire, an evil one.
She's got everybody on the hook because they want that money.
The world would be a better place the day that her and Mitch McConnell both get tickets to the park. Like parties all over the world. Hey, Bubs, how you doing?
Bubbies.
You don't even
47? I thought she was older than that. She's only 47.
Rebecca Mercer's 47?
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad 47. Jesus.
No, she looks like she's 60 trying to be 47.
Older, huh?
Maggie 65 trying to be a 47. Like one that sat in the tanning booth too long and is all wrinkly. like
Overcorrected.
She might want to slow down, whatever she doing.
What's that expression? It's not the miles, it's
not the miles, it's the I don't know. The
condition of the road or the car, maybe. Lucy's reading for us.
Hey, Lucy. Lucy and
part of the cat house.
I get these women are attached to debauchery behavior.
Yeah.
Like sexual. I got the good too, and that's
I get every woman except the Queen of Pentacles, and that's because she's probably the one worth money, and that's actually my Mercer card. But there's Empress, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. I get the Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the Devilish. So I think it's something debauchery.
like Ono was saying, the cat house.
Mm-hmm.
It's debauch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fill my lemonade up here.
So here's the person that we were talking about before we went live. We already talked about Roger. What? What are you laughing at?
Translation: Mercer's a beat up hoopty.
It's like 3 wheels.
You don't often see the word hoopty. That would make me pop. I'm sorry.
Behave yourself in there. She's funny.
Beat up hoopty. It's like 3 wheels. The doors are taped on. There's a passenger seat and only half a back seat.
You gotta put some safety pins in your thing because you don't see them.
I missed it.
I'm about to Drew. Wait a minute.
Oh God, that was a good one, Tres Leche. That was good. That was good. So, weren't we going to ask if Manafort was going to get busted too? If he was on his way back to confinement.
Let's look at him, and then I want to read on that Supreme Court expansion.
Okay,
Is he
so
still under house arrest?
no, remember he got pardoned.
He got it pardoned.
But,
okay, yeah.
but now the IRS came, which totally blew my mind. Why was it the IRS, not the FBI? But the IRS came up with a report that said that yes, there was collusion between Manafort
And Kalimnik. And giving everything over to the Russian spy agencies.
Well,
Manafort.
Go to jail.
Him in his ostrich leather coat. Is he going back to jail? Thank you, Earth Ice.
And then Sean Hannity. I can't believe what they're doing to you. What are they doing to him, Sean?
You're next, Sean Hannity. You're next. I'm sure you've done something criminal in your life.
Breathing.
Yeah.
You probably stole your breath from somebody else. That's what's happening. I get he gets caught up in something there with the hangman. So he's not pardoned or not. You're not scot-free on something. Something's coming back around with the Wheel of Fortune. That's your sum total of events, and it's coming back around. It started with the Hierophant and the High Priestess. So there is some secrets and secret government conversations. There is some collusion with the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. So yeah, there's something coming back around the mountain for you, and you're going to pay for that, I do believe. Or at the very least, it's going to be coming back up. Justice is very rarely served.
I think that same woman that was just in the Roger Stone reading comes back up again too. I'm getting her showing up again. Like something comes around again. He's living, free and clear, his life of luxury. The challenge is he's already got DOJ sitting right on top of him, and she's at the root of this. It's something surprising regarding this woman that puts him back in defense mode, and guess what? He goes away again.
Bye-bye.
He gets burdened. Bye-bye. I think the same woman that was showing up. Thank you, Marby. And thank you also to Miss Brazil. Same woman that was in that Roger Stone thing. Well, they were partners. They worked together, so I guess they shared a woman.
What'd you get, Miss Ona?
You know what? It's funny, Johnny, you got the Hangman. I get the Page of Wands upside down. That's like, this is sort of in the middle right now. I get the Four of Coins upside down. Right? And in the middle, I have Four of Wands. She shows up again, Queen of Coins.
I got that.
Bringing all the messages. Page of Swords. I don't know if I can't answer if he's going to go back to jail or not. I really don't know. They're stalling. There's stuff there stalling. It's upside down. There's, things thrown in there. I can't tell.
I'm going to say yes. I get that there's several creative reports and different ways to skin this cat in particular. You got options on how you're going to hang them up, because here's a report. These are several documents as well, creative or career documents. So results, mail, documents, records, and there's several of them. They're going to have options on how they're going to
Go after him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And mind you, like Jenny says, as soon as these people got out of jail and got pardoned, they were right back to doing what got them in jail in the first place, as if they have absolute immunity.
Yeah.
It's like, no, thank you, Cold Toes. You were pardoned for that specific time you did this crime. You do it again, that pardon doesn't work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because mind you, this son of a sucker was on house arrest, still trying to call people overseas and make. I'm like,
yes. Yep. So he was already in violation of his house arrest. They should have freaking snagged his old ass and thrown his ass back in jail. Help.
they would have done that to everybody else.
Like they did Michael Cohen. They threw him back in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wouldn't sign that non-disclosure agreement that he would not write a book that was going to talk smack about Trump. I can't. So what else we got, Jenny?
I want to look at thank you, KT. The Supreme Court expansion, taking it up by 4. Pelosi put the brakes on it. Why? Why is she breaking it? And then I want to look at, will it go through?
They want to add 4 more justices?
Uh-huh. Take it from 9 to 13. Which makes sense because there's 13 districts. So it's kind of like having 1 for each district.
Why did Nancy put the kibosh on it?
There's a different plan that she wants.
She slowed it down.
The 5 of Swords, there's a different perspective or a different plan that she wants to implement. For some reason or another, she may be in a position to actually get her way with that 5 of Swords and the Judgment. She doesn't want it to go the way it's going, because I think it might set a bad precedent, or it may look bad for the future, or whatever the case may be for something going forward. The Ace of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. There's something going forward she doesn't want to set that thing, because she's worried about leaders to come here with the 9 of Swords and the King of Wands. This is my new leadership card. So we don't need 99 Supreme Court justices, because when the Republican come in, they can just add more just to make sure it's conservative now all of again. So she's trying to create a different plan. That way the position that they take going forward can be easily defended. So she wants to push this one out to bring a different one in, is what I get.
Or when there's a new Republican that comes in, Johnny, they can just be like, oh, all those that Biden, yeah, take them off. I'm shrinking it back down to 3 all Republican Supreme Court. You know what I mean? Like, what'd you get, Ona?
Same thing Johnny got. That here's the idea that everybody working together will make a more cohesive thing. She's got this is Page of Skates, so basically kind of putting the brakes on it, because look at the plan in her head. She's got the big dice on her head. There's something else she's cooking. She says no. Yep. Right. Ace of coins too. I don't know. I don't know what her plan is.
Thank you, Sin. I guess she's slow walking it so as not to have to walk away from it. But she's like waiting for just the right time, slow walking it, because she knows there's some that won't accept it. And it's her way of kind of hanging on to the idea. Thank you, Lucy. Can you get somewhere? Who's somewhere? I guess she's going to be victorious for Biden and the justice system. But it's like she knows it'll be a battle, and I think she's looking at the corporate finance of the Supreme Court people. Like, she wants to look at where the money's coming for that's putting these people on there to begin with before expanding.
Oh, well, I think Sheldon Whitehouse had already asked for that to start getting investigated, but that was under Trump. So, and now we have a 50-50 Senate. So I'm sure that's, because it's all the Heritage Foundation or not the Heritage Foundation. What is it, Jenny? The Federalist.
The Federal
Society or whatever.
The Freedom Caucus.
Yeah. So here's the bill. That came out all by itself.
Mm-hmm.
The desire for success. Nope, ain't gonna happen. It's dead. Trouble. If I look at the bill here, mirror it to the sun, it mirrors here to the clouds. That bill's success is absolutely uncertain. She's not certain about it. There's something in it, either something in that bill or the way that it's written or something that she knows that the success of this thing is uncertain. Also, the bill itself, the desired result may come to an end and die here. Where? In the Senate, because it's still got to pass the Senate. It's going to die. Eventually, it's going to die. So
it's the Joe or Mansions or whatever Mansions. I get. I'm trying to say like
Munchkin. He does look like Munchkin.
Yeah.
Him and what's that other lady from Arizona that ran as a progressive and now is basically a Republican? What's her name? Kristen Sinema. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you had another question, Jenny?
Well, I wanted to see would it eventually get through? Would the expansion of the Supreme Court eventually get through? Will they work their way through it and eventually pass it?
What'd you get, Miss Ona?
I have that there's a lot of fighting. This is kind of what's happening now. I get the Fool, I get 4 of coins, so a lot of reservation, self-preservation, and the King of coins. That, coins take the longest. So if it would be a long time, right? The coins are at least a year. Like an ace of coins is a year.
Okay. So 1 year minimum. Mm-hmm. What you get, Johnny?
Okay, yes, there's a major change. The Lovers and the Knight of Swords.
What'd you get, Jenny?
I get a yes. I get they're going to return to this, and securing the new jobs is going to be hard work, but something changes, and like where it was blocked before, that I get 2 yes cards, that they move forward with and completion.
I'm sorry, Jenny.
It just looks like it's going to Ona'S point take a while. Thank you, Adrian from Red Lintel.
Hi, Adrian. Thank you. Ona, they were asking in the chat that funny deck that you were using.
I thought somebody said Asia. It's the Bosch deck, Hieronymus Bosch deck. Comes in a box like that. It's like a leather-lined coffin. Isn't that cool? I read the book. I keep it there, and I always make a cheat sheet for quick reference.
I love that deck. I said I don't even know how to read tarot, but I'm going to buy it just for the picture.
It was like $60, and I think I got it at Kickstarter.
It's a good investment just for the artwork alone.
Really nice linen finish.
Oh,
really
perfect.
Nice. Yeah.
I get a yes as well. There's a desire to go in a new direction that's going to be successful. So yes, I get a yes on that one.
They're going to have to hog tie somebody.
Well, maybe when they, because right now the Senate is 50-50. So maybe it's see what it looks like in 2 years, see if we can pick up some more Senate and see how many House seats we can pick up, so we'll see. So what other questions we got, Jenny?
Now that they came out last week about the collusion with Russia and everything, will anyone in the whole collusion group, Trump's campaign, Manafort, anyone in that circle face treason charges? Selling us out to another country. Will any of them face treason charges?
I get a no. There is a failing on the law to pin that down. It would be burdened by something. More than likely by evidence and investigation. So yeah, I think it's burdened.
I get burdened too, Johnny. No.
Yep.
Burdened.
Same thing.
What card is that on?
It's a 9 of Wands.
Oh.
It is. It's that burden card. 7 of Coins. I thought, well, maybe there's a chance that there's something. But it seems like no.
It's funny because I don't get for that because that was on the 2016 election, right? I get that it'll be more. Thank you, Asia. It'll be more for shining a light on the big lie. And how they tried to change the election and the treachery there. That's where they're going to get caught with colluding for treason. So that was my next question. Will any of the insurrectionists be charged with treason? Because they've already been looking at that and discussing if they want to go after any of the insurrectionists for attacking our capital. Will any of them be charged with treason? Attacking our own government.
Thank you, Lisa, for reposting the question.
I don't think it's treason. I think it's something else. Specific to the ones that are boys. or younger.
Peanut Butter Boys.
Either Peanut Butter Boys or Oath Keepers or whatever, because I got new or small luck here, something that is desired. So it may not be treason, but it's like, yes, but it's something else. It's not treason. It could be sedition, but I don't think. What did you get, Ona?
I honestly don't think so. There's the acting out without knowing what you're doing, right?
What is it? It's
the Prince of Swords. So the Prince of Swords is like kind of an immature.
It's like a funnel upside down, like a tin hat.
Yeah, it's kind of like running around not knowing what you're doing and yelling. You know what I mean? That's like they just showed up and didn't know what was happening. And the High Priestess is protection in this deck. So there's protection there. I don't see that. There's, forgiveness, emotion, and no.
It's funny. I get more going to jail over money, and the planning of this. Like jail over money and who worked out all the details and money, but the money that's behind it.
Mm-hmm. What'd you get?
No on the treason, but well, not actually. What I get was a whole different thing completely, actually. I was shuffling, the Page of Pentacles fell out. And it said to me something about somebody being paid. There's a deliverance of money or a contract of some sort. And then I hear, but this is not Americans. There is somebody here that it's focusing on in the group of people. So it's not necessarily, the one who had his feet up on the desk. It's somebody specific, though. I get the Emperor. There's a foreign influence that was leading to the imbalance. This fighting came from a specific person, though. So whoever this is has a foreign check. They has a foreign bank account, has a foreign whatever. They were sent here to maybe rally certain people against the Capitol or whatever the case may be. But they're more of a foreign agent. They're not an American here. Thank you, Lily. They're not an American here doing chaos on behalf of some other country. It's somebody from some other country here doing this. So that's what I'm picking up on, is whoever that person is. They're working with all the other crazies, but this is a foreign influence that perpetrated this one. Is what I get.
Interesting.
So we're down to the last 8 minutes of the show. So I figured we'll put it back to light so we don't send people home all pissed off. So the Pentagon has just come out and confirmed that all of the videos and photographs that had come out about UFOs are legitimate. If you haven't seen it, there's a video from, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember. My timing is way off. But there's Navy pilots flying around, and you can see this spacecraft.
They're now called UAPs.
UAP.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
What is it? Unidentified what?
Aerial phenomenon.
Yes. UAPs, not UFOs now. So the pilot's flying, or I was going to say driving. No, he's flying his aircraft. And you can see this one object, and he's seeing it on his heads-up display. And while he's watching it, this thing is spinning in circles. And then just, it's flying, it's moving, but while it's flying, it's going like this in circles. And then out of nowhere, it just disappears. And you can hear the pilots talking like, what the F, blah, blah, blah. So the Pentagon has come out and said, yeah, those are legitimate. So I don't know, like, what are they? What's the source? Where did they come from? Like, how do you guys want to ask this?
Well, and why do they always seem like they're trying to communicate to military planes? Like,
well,
you don't.
I don't think they were trying to communicate with military planes, because the pilots were flying this way and they could see a whole fleet of them. Because you can hear the pilot go, "Oh, holy shit! There's a whole fleet of them."
They make their presence known more to the military. Like, you occasionally hear about a regular airline pilot, seeing a UFO, but they seem to really know, like, to make their presence known to the military planes. I find that interesting. Like, are they deliberately targeting military planes?
I think military planes are just the most common in the sky. Reason why they keep seeing them. What I want to know is, there are certain cameras and certain phones and certain tablets that can take a full-blown, clear, accurate picture of the moon. Why does everything on a military plane always in night vision, and it's the grainiest thing you ever want to see? Up your game, federal government, please. We need some clear cameras so we can see.
Yeah, like a video game in the late 70s when they first launched them. Like, you're playing Pong still.
You got an Atari.
Why don't we have something clear, or do we have something clear they just haven't released yet?
So I'm gonna tell you what I had. I had dated an air traffic controller in my day. Okay, and I asked about that, and he said they are very, very strictly advised against it. It's almost like a HIPAA violation. If you can compare it to like a HIPAA violation, that is how tight the screws are on talking about that stuff. And they all see weird stuff. They all do. So commercial airlines, our towers here, they all have seen weird stuff. They cannot talk about it.
And it's not just aircraft stuff, dude. Like, I'm gonna shut my mouth right now, and I'll tell you guys.
What are they doing here? What do they want?
Yeah, like, what is the source? Like, where did they come from?
Where do they come from? What do they want?
Oh, I have a deck here I can use.
Now, mind you, I'm a full cards anyway. Me and my guys don't talk alien, so I never get an answer. I tried to even do the space landing as part of conspiracy theory. I can't do that either. I can't get anything that leaves this planet. No spaceships, no Mars, no nothing. Just nothing.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go out there with my flashlight Morse coding. Hey,
yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I'm right here.
I know, right? Come take me away.
There you go, right there.
Yeah.
Dark with your lights. Thank you, Carmela.
Oh God, I got something stupid. Well, it's not stupid. I'm gonna be stupid. So here's a little spaceship flying around. These dumbasses were probably joking around and took a wrong turn, and they're like, "Hey, what's that thing over there?"
They swirled on Earth.
They swirled on Earth. They're like, "Hey, that's a funny looking place. Let's, So where did they come from? I don't know. I don't know. They just somewhere distant and very, very far. This was a risk or a chance for them to get here, and they just got lucky. And there we are. Here we are. But I honestly think they took a wrong turn. All that fancy spacecraft shit on GPS. Okay. What did you guys get?
I keep getting really positive stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I get the Cancer I Feel cards. I get Jupiter, which is abundance, expansion from the sky there. See the lightning? Like, there's a lot of them. And I'm like other decks, just something general. You have King of Cups, Three of Cups. Like, this is some kind of weird celebration.
I'm telling you, they took a wrong turn.
We found these crazy people.
Oh, Jenny, you froze.
I
Jenny,
did.
Are you alive? Okay.
I'm alive.
Okay.
I get there trying to share time and information and resources with us. And then I get Artie on the cards. I get that they have unfinished work. Their challenge is that they surprise us, like they're a little bit shocking to us. So they have unfinished work. They're not sure where it's all going. Bless you. He said we spent too much time outside today while it was warm. We're all allergy infested. There is a new action coming, and they come with hope. There's like a whole network of them. Victory on that. I get that they are in service. It's their job to do this, but they come in love and peace. They are here to complete their work and to be support for us. They collaborate with us, so they work with us.
Cool. What did you get, Johnny, besides the hermit?
Thank you, Roland. So for full disclosure, before I do this is not going to be, don't take this seriously, because me and my belief in aliens, I believe that there is life in the universe. I don't believe that it's been here. That's my thing. So you take what you believe and you keep believing it. Don't take what I say as trying to take it from you. So we ain't about to do no debating. But there is a species that so here's what I see. This is them traveling through the air. This is a good place to stop and to land. You cannot do it on Mars. It's too cold. You can't do it on Venus. It's too hot. Right here is perfect. You can get through our atmosphere. You can fly around, and then you can go on back to whatever you were doing.
We're the Bill's Dish Barn of space.
We are the rest stop. That's why there's always this activity of in and out. You don't ever go driving through the wilderness and see their ship landed. You see them flying around somewhere, because this is kind of the pit stop. You come in and you do whatever you're going to do. Hopefully you clean up after yourself, and then you go on about your business. My thing has always been, we can't send a person to the moon to live. We can't, and it's 3 days away. It's not like it's Mars, which is 8 months away. So it's kind of like, if something from deep space came all the way here, it is way smarter than we are. So all I say is, pray to God that it does not behave like we do. Because the first thing we want to do is shoot something and cut it open and see how it works. Let's not do that to people.
Can you imagine a war with aliens? All these countries would try to be pointing nukes, and they're just going to be out there and just nuke us from outer space.
We are.
and here's something I just thought of when you were saying, I was looking at the chat and they were saying food and fuel, and it just made me think, like, maybe they're like a bunch of Alfs. Remember Alf, the TV show Alf? They just want to eat cats.
I mean, but why would it's probably like their planet. It's in the Goldilocks zone. They get here, grab you a soda and a bag of chips, and then go on about your business. Yeah.
It's like the 7-Eleven of space.
Yeah, we are the 7-Eleven of space.
And then man, these people are jacked up. We're not taking that wrong turn again.
Because if we were to be flying through space, if we had that capability and we seen a planet like ours, we'd go down there and we'd say, oh, let's get our provisions for the next whatever.
Yep.
That's what we would do.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Can't get them anywhere else.
No. Don't be an alpha. And if you guys, speaking of aliens, Jenny got me hooked on the show Debris.
Debris is awesome.
It is free online. If you do not have cable and all you have is internet, just go to your Google machine, go to NBC, look up Debris, not MSNBC, just NBC, and you can watch them all the episodes there for free. It is a phenomenal show. Jenny got me hooked, and
I can't call it Debris.
Debris.
Like it, because there's a spacecraft that falls and the debris is doing weird things on Earth, and it's fascinating. It's fun.
Yeah.
Which that part of the movie, I was kind of like, well, that's kind of dumb. Like, you got this super intelligent aircraft. What the hell did it crash into? The Hubble.
So I'll give you a Neil deGrasse Tyson quote since I have to talk about him since we're talking about space. He says, "I don't want to meet that alien that flies all the way here and then crashes." It's like, why would you land?
But if you guys haven't checked out that show, check it out. You're gonna get hooked, and it's going on the 7th episode tomorrow. So you got plenty of watch time to catch up.
Okay. All right.
I love to binge watch. Like,
don't be Trumpy and say you don't want to meet aliens that don't. You only want to meet aliens that don't crash. So, yeah.
I love aliens. We love aliens around here.
I love them too. I want to
Not
meet them.
NBC.
NBC, not MSNBC. N as in November, B as in Bravo, C as in Charlie.
Write that down.
Debris. DEBRIS. Sorry, I can't spell.
So a huge thanks to Jenny for getting me hooked on that show. I think after the first episode, I was like, "Oh, holy shit, I'm hooked!" Like
we'll get everybody hooked on it, and then they'll cancel it. We'll all be like,
Well,
thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. Thank you, Ona, for coming on. It was
Thank you.
a pleasure to have you. Thank you everybody for all the super chats. Any special announcements from you guys at all?
On Taro's Apprentice channel next week.
yes.
Johnny's channel next week.
A week from tomorrow, I'm going to be on with Red Lentil Healing and Susan doing ghost stories. Week from tomorrow night.
And then after that, we will have a charity stream for the Humane Society, right?
Humane Society International.
Yeah.
That will be on the 30th of April.
And we'll have Ona and Lori and Autumn joining us for that.
Yep.
And Giblets will be here, Cannoli, Pearl, Pigeon, and Luigi, and Baby Pigeon, and another Baby Pigeon.
And whatever comes along.
Baby 1 and Baby 2, Thing 1 and Thing 2.
So thank you, everybody. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next time. Keep an eye out for community posts for any other upcoming readings on anybody else's channel. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.